Trade offer. It's not
We're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Atrium. My name's Ya. I'll be one of your hosts today. I'll be joined by Brian the Cross, who's down there taking pictures right now of everybody starting hands so that we have a little bit of information to provide for you all. Thanks for joining. Let's strap in. The rounds, it seems like mulligans have been resolved and they're getting started. It looks like Jorah in C1 is just playing land, Goblin Welder, and passing. In this pod, we have... Oh, thanks for letting us know about the echoing. Thanks for bearing with us while we sort out some technical difficulties. So yeah, in this pod we get Rock Monster, a Jorah, a Kinnan, and Obnixilis. Thanks to the Crows for getting us pictures of their starting hands.
Like Jorah kept a pretty interactive, but I'd say probably slow hand for what they want to do, but looks like they are just looking to stop the other players at this point. Probably really want to draw another blue card so they can have that strict serenade for the Gitrog.
Yeah, that's going to be
Did he top deck a welder? That's pretty good.
Pot 8.
Yes.
I can find out.
That is Matthews playing Kinnan. Not a usual deck choice for him, so we'll see how it goes. He did the very smart play here of, he top decked the Dork. This is where it's like, as a better player, you do not want to play that fish out because it's potentially not getting fed and might just die. So he's going to attempt to get that turn 2 Kinnan with the fish and be in a substantially better position.
Really smart play.
He's gambling. All right.
Discarding a Force of Will.
Oh, do you think he got sewer cam here?
I think so.
I would assume he got sewer cam.
That'd be pretty hot.
That really... He discarded the Force, but he has that strict Serenade, so he's still in a pretty good position to deal with Obnix and the Gitrog. And we know that... Oh, he didn't play Kinnan first. That's interesting. I guess he's playing Kinnan second. That's fine, too.
There's still a lot of...
Thanks, Landon. We're working on it.
So he didn't play Kinnan. That's super interesting. Action.
Interesting.
As the MBT, yeah, I'm honestly surprised he didn't play Kinnan here. And I guess you don't really need to play Kinnan here, and you're probably slightly worried that somebody removed it right away. When you're just trying to recruit value off of this fish at the moment. I think Obnix is probably coming down relatively soon. We'll see if Jorah wants the Obnix in play or decides to deal with it, knowing that he won't have any answers. Here comes that Obnix.
There's Obnix.
Rest of his hand that really didn't have too much gas besides that Tainted Pack, so really hoping that people are going to feed this Obnix. I mean, Tainted Pack's pretty good with Obnix if you get fed the right cards. It's just turbo out that win, but we'll have to see. City of Brass and the Deepwood, Elves of
Deep Shadow.
Deep Shadow are really cards that he's going to want to see in this pod. And the Confluence. Just kind of all set up for Obnix to see a bunch of cards this
Got an Ob Trigger. Gonna reveal.
Hard to see with the lighting. No pingers on Ob yet, but as you can see, there is multiple pain lands on board, so he will be it's really hard to see his exile pile due to the lighting, so as soon as we figure out what those cards are, we'll let you know, or if the table can determine. But right now, the glare is a little bit too much from where he's putting his cards. That is Joyra bottom right.
Yeah,
Joyra. Dualcaster Mage?
Joyra is bottom right, Kinnan in bottom left. Top left, you have Obnix, and then top right is the Gitrog monster.
Fortunately, almost impossible to see the cards in his exile pile.
This venue is very cool, but it with natural lighting, but it does make for a bit of poor quality in lighting for the stream. But the venue is cool.
Yeah, not a problem. I think he's in top, and probably the Obnix, to be honest. That's a pretty hot play. You will see, as we were just saying, with all the pain lands. Ooh, Mockingbird. that's. Absolutely true. Except one of those obs is an artifact, which makes it even harder to remove. Like, Kinnan is in such a good spot right now.
Kinnan with an ob is absolutely terrifying.
And we know they have an MBT as well. So they're probably sitting pretty at the moment.
They're sitting on an MBT as well as a amphibian downpour, where if the storm goes right or if ob tries to go off, he can turn off the Obnixilus's off.
So Ob is thinking a lot about what to play here. It's kind of hard to tell the choices to make right now just because we can't see that exile pile. There's a lot of discussion going on, which is interesting. So, assuming there has to be something in Ob's exile pile that's saying it would just echo way too badly. Oh, that's terrifying. He's playing a ballista. Uh-oh. Which to me says Soul Cauldron's in hand. Auto goes to graveyard. I mean, this is going to be his second spell. The Force of Will's gone. Is that the Tainted Pact?
That's a Tainted Pact.
All right, so we know he's going to get MBT'd here if he does the Soul Cauldron, which is going to feel a little bad. A significant amount of win cons. I mean, Ob can just win through attrition. But he's likely going to get blown out here. Unless he has interaction in hand that we don't know about or in the exile pile. But I believe the MBT is the only free interaction we know at the moment.
That's a significant part of his library. He's exiling away here.
Which, if he can get it to stick, it doesn't matter. You just win. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if he has an answer for that MBT that we know about.
But if he doesn't, it seems likely he's just going to be out of the game.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I mean, if he doesn't have an answer, like, I think Kinnan just steals this game.
I think that was it.
I mean, there's some pingers left, but I'm just not seeing how Ob really gets back into this game. And yeah, Kinnon's pointing out there's Red Blast, there's Pyro, so he exiled a lot of interaction. I mean, maybe he has the D-SWAT here. We'll have to see if he can respond to this MPT or not.
Yeah, Hype. We're currently looking at the active player being Obnixilus in the top left, Kin in the bottom left, top right is the Gitrog monster, and Jorah sits with no playmat in the bottom right.
Yeah, and we'll try to get commander names on the stream next round. Sorry for that little miss, so we'll see if we can make that happen to make it easier for you guys.
I mean, if he does suss a MBT here, like, the big play would be for him to just now pass, right? Like, and then try again next turn.
Yeah, I don't think there's a deal you can possibly make with an Obnix player, so it's either go for it, get blown out, or not. He's taking his time thinking about it, so I'm assuming he's suspecting that there's interaction. So he's playing it.
Hot.
So we see Obnix is just going for it here. We know Gitrog's only answer is Dark Blast, so that's not going to help. We know the Force of Will was pitched. The only other spell is Strict Serenade, and Joyra's tapped out. So it's really this MBT, and if he can respond to it.
There it is.
He does not have it. Oh, no, that's
rough.
exiled.
Rough.
The only answer, because when I used to play Obnix, I was on Karn, is having Karn and being able to pull it back out of exile, which is a hilarious play, but I think most lists are off that now. Interestingly enough, choosing to hit the Gitrog player. I think I just hit Kinnon here because Kinnon's obviously in the best position.
Agreed. I completely
And you
agree.
want to force Kinnon to have to deal with the other two players to give you a potential chance. Oh, perfect. Able to get commander names on the stream, or just wait the next round?
Yeah, we will get commanders up for the next round.
Oh, if not sooner.
Cool.
This is likely the window to get Gitrog down, knowing that interaction was just used. He doesn't know about the Strict Serenade, but, you know, if Joyra was untapped, I don't think Gitrog would be resolving here. That is a Shifting Woodlands.
Yeah. Coming into play tapped because he doesn't have a forest. Since we have a lull here passing the turn, just to let y'all know, we won't have player audio, we're not set up for that today. It is something we do like having.
Yeah, because it's such a wide open arena, player audio would be too distorted and you wouldn't really be able to hear anything regardless. As much as we would love it, you would just hear everybody in the atrium talking.
It is a very cool venue. It's very large. Jorah activating for 2.
Soul Ring. On 2. 1,000-year elixir. Part of a combo, not the combo itself. They're just passing and holding up that Strict Serenade.
Kinnon's ob, quote unquote, has a couple lands underneath it, and then
Is that a Mox Opal?
yeah, I can't tell.
Oh, it's a Mockingbird, if I recall. Really hasn't hit too much good off of that. You know, lands are always nice, but
deciding to play the Otawara, so he may have a way to bounce it, or probably a good sack for crop rotation. There's a Kinnon.
Joyra's not too concerned. That's fine. Interestingly enough, he is tapping out again, which means the Amphibian Downpour is currently not online. Yes. And Upnick's looking at their exile pile pretty much in dismay, thinking, how can I still win this game?
Go to beats. Yeah, Eldrazi Dev, I agree. No playmat is pretty diabolical. It's an aura for sure.
Ageless Inventor, I believe. Ageless Innovator.
Bit of table talk going on.
What card is that? So hard to tell the exile pile. And it's upside down to make it extra difficult. The interesting amount of table talk for kind of, I feel Obnix is pretty much out of the game. I mean, maybe they're just table talking who should be smashed with an Ob at this point.
Kinnon's the right answer here.
Yeah, Kinnon is absolutely the right answer. I mean, they don't have the knowledge that we have that unless Gitrog top decked the right card, they didn't really have the combo piece in hand. They have interaction. We don't know what the gamble was for yet with Joyra. I think it was Sewer Cam, but that will remain to be seen. The only card I think it might be is a Razorkin Needlehead, but maybe not. It's really hard to tell. And it's a creature, so it's obviously some kind of pinger because it's Obnix.
Go to combat.
See, I don't think you hit Gitrog here. I think you do not care what the Gitrog player is doing. That is not your battle to fight. Like, your best way out of this game is to be hitting the blue players while also forcing them to deal with the Gitrog monster. Like, that is not... You're so far out of this game that is not really your role at this point. Like, your best bet is to kill Kinnon and hope that the other two can't get there before you can smash them to death.
I completely agree. Oh.
Mirage Mirror.
That's scary for Kinnon.
We do know there is a strict Serenade, though. It is interesting how much hand gesturing and table talk is going on when the reality is the only real threat at the table right now is Kinnan. Potentially Joyra. We know they gambled for something. I think they're still a card off from being able to produce that combo. But my thought is that they got Sewer Cam. They just need another piece, and then they're good to go. But Kinnan is so far ahead, so it's interesting that everybody is focused on kind of everyone except Kinnan at this point. All that table talk and and hand gestures, and we just see a bird of paradise come down. Glacial Chasm, interesting. For those of you who don't know, because Glacial Chasm is not a card you see very often in cEDH, you see it in 1v1, specifically Legacy lands. Basically has a cumulative upkeep of 2 life. When it comes into play, you sack a land. Good for Gitrog. You can't attack, but all damage dealt to you is 0. So turns off Obnix from smashing him. Like, in our opinion, Obnix should not have been hitting him anyways. But now they are in a much better position where they cannot be hit by Obnix, forcing Obnix to only be able to come at the blue players. We do know there's that Amphibian Downpour, though, so he might try to utilize that to not get hit, or he might just do it and blow Obnix and Joyra and Gitrog out of the game entirely. We'll have to see. Smartly sack the City of Brass to stop giving the Obnix his cards.
Yeah.
Really wish we knew. Yeah, Glacial Chasm in cEDH. Gitrog's probably one of the only decks you're going to see it in. Yeah, the card on the table, what he played. There was a lot of discussion over it. Oh, sweet. I didn't realize we had that. Oh, it's getting counters. Interesting. What on earth is this card?
I'm trying to think. I played a little bit of Obnix before, but I can't think of anything.
I think it's a newer. Like I played a ton of Obnix. I was one of the first brewers that won some tournaments on it, but that was like almost 2 years ago now, and I can't think of what this card might be.
Oh, could it be the new Casey card from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that gives counters?
I think you play the other one that just wins the game, which reminds me, if he is on Casey Jones and it wasn't exiled, they still have a way to win the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's just an instant comes down, game's over.
Oh, it's Gleeful Arsonist.
Okay, this is a card that you do see in Obnix sometimes, but not a ton, because it's not always going to trigger off. It's more of a stacks piece.
Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, Gleeful Arsonist deals damage equal to its power to that player.
Interesting how much talk happened over that card. Oh, High Fae is now in the exile pile.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so Casey Jones is one of the new cards from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that Obnix, for when it first came out, they were on All Will Be One, which is a 5-mana enchantment that basically, if Ob ever deals damage, its trigger goes off, it just nukes the table. Casey Jones does the same thing for 1 less mana and as a creature. So extremely powerful in Obnix.
We haven't seen their entire exile pile, but that brings a good point. If they still have that card, they might have a chance to win, assuming that Kinnan just doesn't steal the game here. In sharing info with Kinnan, I would not want to be sharing information with the player furthest ahead. That is the last player I want to give information to. And if you saw, they share Transmute Artifact, which is probably a win con. But given how much advantage and how far ahead Kinnan is, I don't think I'm revealing anything to them.
Seems like Kinnan's trying to deflect off of himself, pointing to the Joyer player. Again, we're taking guesses here. We don't actually know.
Gitrog is the last player.
Sorry about that, Winterlick. Hopefully this helps.
It's an alternate art of what I think
Roaming Throne?
either a roaming throw or maybe a God Pharaoh statue. I don't know the art. I'm assuming it's a 6-drop, right? Yes. Oh, so there's a full art of Kuldothr Forge Master. That's cool. So it's sacrifice 3 artifacts, I believe. Search your library for an artifact card and put that into play. Okay, cool.
5-drop.
That is why we did not know the card, but that is, if that stuck, that kind of says to me that Kinnan doesn't have interaction. Yeah, Kinnan should not be being ignored.
Agreed.
I mean, if I'm Jorger, I'd be forcing Kinnan to use their interaction. Like, take them off something. It could be though that he tutored for the sewer cam, and he sees that misstep. Sewer cam does have flash, so we might need to wait for an opportunity to use that sewer cam. Flash photography. Ah, there's the transmute. Interestingly enough, Joyer is tapping out to do this with the mana they would need for the Strix Serenade. So unless they are attempting to win here, and we can't really hear the tabletop, Ob Nixes for whatever reason. Still worried about the Gitrog player. Like, if I'm Ob Nix, the only person at this table that should be interacting is Kinnan, and if Kinnan's passing, I am not doing a single thing.
Agreed. Seems to be the table's talking about what Jorger's going to dispute.
I mean, I feel like there's nothing you look for besides a way to win the game before Kinnan untaps.
Agreed.
And I understand the other 2 players don't want to lose, but they're in a spot where they should not be interacting without Kinnan interacting first, or making some sort of agreement.
You've got to be arguing for a draw here if you're the one, if you're in 3 and 4 interacting at all, right? Or to at least see another turn For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think unless Joyra is able to pull off a win here, this game's over. Even if Kinnan doesn't have a win, they can just flash photography and get another draw engine, and nobody's winning that game but them. Like, to me, unless Kinnan's countering this transmute, like, let it happen. And there's Gitrog really thinking about using the Dark Blast against the Joyra player.
Interesting. There it is.
I don't think you make that play unless Kinnan's agreeing not to win the game. But even if Kinnan's agreeing not to win the game, I kind of think Kinnan is still winning the game.
Blasting the Goblin.
The transmute's still on the stack, putting an artifact into play.
Activate the...
Yeah, he activated Forge Master
Yeah.
with transmute still on the stack. Did he take back the Dark Blast?
He must have.
He must have. Well, the Welder's back into play.
Or with the Dark
With
Blast
that on the stack. Yeah. If I'm Kinnan, like, I mean, he looks like he's chilling. I'd be chilling here too. If somebody else is going to interact for me when I am in this position, like, nothing would make me happier.
Yeah, he had to spend nothing. He got 2 cards off for this stack. Somebody else is interacting for him. He's sitting so well. He must have promised something or other because he doesn't have an answer.
Even if he promised not to win, I mean, you just flash photography. You now have 3 ways to draw cards, like, and you have the amphibian downpour to just blow the table out of the game. And he has a ton of mana in that exile pile. What are we getting here? Oh, Covenant Duel.
Yep.
If he has a way to blink it. Can Strict Serenade, God, it's such a... Can Strict Serenade counter this?
No, so it can't.
Yeah. One thing I hate about that spell is it cannot win a stack war. But he is drawing 3 cards, so we'll have to see. Did they not draw the cards, or did they draw the cards?
I haven't seen them draw the cards.
Maybe this is in response to the draw trigger?
Trying to just make sure they have the mana.
Well, they tapped it for mana. Maybe we missed the card draw?
Oh.
Oh,
Using
1,000-year elixir.
using Goblin to bring back. I see. Interesting.
Oh, untap target creature. Oh, see, this is infinite, right?
Oh.
This is just going to keep bringing back, yeah,
Covenant Duel.
yeah. I think this is infinite.
Oh.
Did he not untap? Wait, what am I missing? Because you untap, sack it again for Coveted Jewel. Okay, maybe it's more of just a value play. He gets 6 cards, going to be up to 5 mana. Okay, letting it die. Transmute on the stack. Tap the mana first. There you go.
5.
That was kind of a crafty play. I like that. Well, did that a little out of order. You don't have to sack the Coveted Jewel until the Transmute resolves, but so he's sacking the Coveted. That means he's getting something pretty sizable. And Kinnan didn't interact at all. That must mean Kinnan has no free interaction at this point. I think you just need to get something that either wins the game, which I'm not seeing, or that just stops Kinnan. A lot of cards in hand now. Like there's a pretty sweet way to draw 6, make 5 mana. The Coveted Jewel was put directly into play with the Kuldothr Forge Master, so it is not a cast. And then the Jewel was sacked to the Welder with the Dark Blast on the stack, untapped. There's the Sewer Cam. Untapped with the 1,000-year Elixir put back into play, so he was able to get 6 cards drawn and generate 5 mana out of it. Has got the Sewer Cam off the Transmute, which kind of stinks that he got his Welder killed. But they are able to untap Joyra and put something else into play. And as far as what we've seen, Kinnan does not have interaction, or is just choosing not to interact.
What is this? What is that? You know what that is?
That is the Mind Stone and the Meek Stone, maybe? The Might Stone and the Weak Stone, I believe. So in ETBs, draw 2 cards, or you can kill a creature.
Yeah, that looks
And
right.
it also adds mana that can only be spent for non-artifact spells. Oh, Chromatic Ori. There we go. Hard is that?
That looks like Ristic Study.
Hard to tell. It's a proxy. Tapping the Ori.
Quite a turn for Joyra.
Another proxy that cannot tell what it is. Maybe a dramatic reversal?
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a strong play.
Wolf. Joyra is cooking.
Biased against proxies. I'm not biased against proxies. I just struggle to determine what they are when they are not using the actual art.
We love and encourage proxies. Otawara. Bouncing it to hand. I think it's an Otawara.
It looked like an Otawara. Oh, putting it back into play with Joyra.
Yep. Oh.
Well, Might Stone and Meek Stone again. Draw 2 more. Do we know if the middle card's a Ristic Study or hard to tell? Tapping 2. Using 3. Okay, cool.
It is a Ristic Study.
Using the 3 floating.
So now if he's interacted with, he'll at least draw off of any interaction coming his way.
Age right stone.
Age right stone?
Mage Right Stone.
Lets you opportunity.
Ah! So just gonna untap Joyra. Have they not been taking the Gleeful Arsonist damage? Or, I mean, they haven't really cast a lot. A lot's just been put into play. Untapping Joyra again. Yeah, I mean, I see why they wanted the Welder gone, so I'm hoping there was some kind like the only way I would have done that would be you let your fish die. You do not cast Flash Photography. You do not cast High Fae.
Agreed.
You do not put a win on the stack.
Oh,
Like,
Chain of Vapor.
I would have made the most ridiculous deal for me to remove that with Kinnan in that board position.
There it is now where they're taking a little damage, so they both see another card. But it might be too little too late.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying on Kinnan's turn. It was super interesting they tapped out on blue mana. However, forcing the misstep here.
Okay.
I think that was bait. I also don't know why you wouldn't just pay for the Ristic there. Like, Joyra is clearly trying to win.
Giving him more card just feels bad.
I mean, maybe you're holding up a Veil, but I'm not really sure what Veil does here because I believe it's an artifact kill combo. That going down 1 more mana. Fish. Hey, maybe they don't have the win. Spellskite?
Oh, Man Tower for land for drop.
I mean, maybe the chain wasn't bait. They were probably trying to bounce their own stuff to put it back into play with Joyra. Okay. Passing the turn.
His voice is soothing. You're right, Landon.
So I'm really curious if they forced Kinnan into a deal or Kinnan's just untapping and winning here. The fish did die. Like that would have been the first thing like that I would have made them say, like, that fish does not live if I'm interacting. And I mean, this also puts Kinnan in kind of a bad spot because they have all those rocks in the exile, and now they have to feed the crap out of Joyra to be able to do anything.
Time just got called. 30 minutes in the round.
That was a crazy turn from Joyra. Not what I was
Very
expecting to
crazy.
see happening, but that was a really sweet coveted Jewel play. Worldly Tutor?
Worldly Tutor?
Alright. Paid for the fish. I mean, paid for the wrist stick. I mean, you have the strict serenade. You don't even care about this. I mean, maybe. Like, if they agreed not to win, are they just putting something annoying into play with Kinnan?
Oh, we'll break the heart.
Oh, so no deal was made? Interesting.
Wild.
And unfortunately,
Maybe.
strict serenade cannot stop this. That is crazy, though, that Gitrog basically potentially stopped a more insane turn from Joyra, and it seems like Kinnan did not have to agree to anything.
Unless it was I won't win on my turn, but like there was no stipulation for them to set up a basically winning board state.
I mean, they will, to be able to do that, I mean, you have to bounce the fish and the wristic. You have to give a couple of cards. There is a spell skite.
We do know that there's also a flash photography underneath that chain, as well as a high fae, I believe, was revealed. That felt like a while ago, but that was all
the
one
Mirage
turn.
Mirror, there's a Chrome Mox. I think. I'm not sure what the other ones are. Veil of Summer, Dizzy Spin. Okay, so Hullbreaker's in play.
Hidden flip, yeah, makes sense.
It clearly was not forced into any sort of deal, or just not one that was iron tight enough that, they were. Oh, there it is. This just has to feel bad if he's able to win here.
Lotus Petal comes down. Hullbreaker trigger on the stack.
Yes, this
Now
is pot 8.
we discuss.
And I believe the pilot's name is John.
Yes, in this pod in seat 1 is John, followed by Matthews, Ryan, and Jake.
It probably
In
was
turn order.
John, because I know a lot of the Salt Lake City guys went to the Albuquerque event. This is funny. Is he going to strict serenade the Lotus Petal? Oh. Okay.
Exile Simeon.
Exile Simeon. What is that? Not entirely sure what that play was. He exiled a Simeon and put a creature into the graveyard? Is it cycling? Is that a Vizier? Yeah. Okay, so untapping a permanent once again. Chain of Vaporing in response. Chain is interesting here.
Especially interesting since there's the Spellskite that we know about.
Yeah, and then you just bounce the Hullbreaker, but there is a... Do they have high fate mana anymore? No, I don't think they do.
They don't currently know.
Yeah. It's interesting they... I would have wanted a little bit more mana on board. Vizier's kind of some cool tech, though. I like that. That was a cool play.
Oh. They're representing the targets as well. This is a nice pod.
Yeah, all
Trying to
the
be clear.
Utah guys are really good people. Good. I love Z, great player. We had some good games at the Envy last year. Also met another John last night, and Trey. All great dudes. Chain of Vapor bouncing Spellskite. Yeah, I mean, you have to let it resolve, sack a land, bounce the Hullbreaker. Is he not sacking a land in response?
Wow, not continuing the chain.
Or he's responding with the Chromatic Ori. I'm not certain. Interesting. Maybe there is some kind of... I just can't fathom why you wouldn't be continuing the chain and bouncing the Hullbreaker. I mean, I guess he doesn't want his board touched, but I'm assuming this is just a win. I don't know, chat. What are we missing? Why would he not sack a land and bounce the Hullbreaker here? Yeah, I'm honestly not certain what we're missing. Why?
Activation of Jorah.
Yeah, Matthew definitely has win with Chrome Mox, and the Lotus Petal can just make infinite mana go through the deck with till you hit Thrasios, and then draw the rest of the deck, win the game, bounce all the permanents. But it's super interesting because there was the Chain of Vapor.
Well, he doesn't make infinite mana, right? Because the Chrome Mox wouldn't tap for anything.
Yeah, true,
right?
true.
There's the mana vault.
There's the mana vault.
Okay, he's cracking it. Amphibia down 4.
Oh, so maybe there was a deal. Uh-oh.
Storm count. Orderly Tutor. There's a chain. The chain. There you go. So 3, 4.
It's still just interesting to me why the Hullbreaker was not bounced. And yeah, true. Matthew may not have win here yet, just because he needs colored mana.
Or at least like.
Why did the Chrome Mox
storming?
go to the graveyard? Though I guess there's also, you couldn't bounce this infinitely because you would die to the Gleeful.
True. At 22 life, though, he probably felt like he could try to deal with Jorah's board first before ultimately.
Well, I guess you're downpouring the Gleeful, maybe? Or maybe the deal was that you're only dealing with Jorah? Because I don't see him putting counters on anybody else's stuff. Yeah, realizing the Chrome Mox should not have been in the graveyard. Looks like a judge might be at the table because I just saw somebody pointing from
there.
Yeah. I think they accidentally put the Chromox into the graveyard when they didn't imprint anything, which they should not have. And I think that might be what's occurring right now. Yeah, that is
There
what
it
happened.
is. Yep, there it is. Not like a Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
It just now taps for. Oh, he's imprinting.
Leyline of Anticipation, maybe?
Copy.
Oh, copy
Okay, that makes
enchantment.
sense.
Same set, same art. Oh, well, this is infinite.
Oh, I guess he had bounced his mana vault to hand at some point.
Yeah.
I see.
Now they do have infinite mana with Mox Opal, however. Does it? Because if you cast 0 drops, it doesn't deal damage, right?
Whenever you pass in the
I thought it was deals damage equal to that spell's cost.
No, it's equal to Gleeful's power.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that is still keeping him in check. Weird Ob Nyx cards. And there must have been some kind of deal because it does not appear that the Gleeful got Amphibian downpoured.
Yeah, it looks like there are several copies of Amphibian on Joyra. Actually, it looks like Joyra was the only thing hit.
Yeah. Oh, Force of Negation. Targeting the Mox Opal, maybe?
Interesting.
Yeah, and sorry, chat, for not being able to follow this super closely. This has been a pretty convoluted turn, and without player audio, we don't really know what deal was made last turn by the Gitrog player to stop Joyra's overwhelmingly powerful turn with that welder by removing it while things were occurring on the stack. We do know that the Amphibian Downpour did not... Oh, maybe it is now touching the Gleeful, because now I see a counter on it. But it seems to be that Matthews, while it seems like he's going for a win, is not fully targeting anybody but the Joyra player.
Flashing a swan song.
I mean, honestly, this game might go to a draw at this point.
I believe there's... Oh, well, handshakes. Are they agreeing to a draw?
I mean, I think they might be if Matthews was unable to win. I think Nick... How much time is...
There is currently 15 minutes left in the
15
round.
minutes.
A little under 16, actually.
I mean, realistically, Obnix would probably need 3 more turns to kill the table. Nope. So they all shook. There's more stuff happening again.
Maybe that was a deal from Joyra to the other two.
Yeah, to fight for a draw here.
Obviously, Kinnan feels like they can still push through if they can. But Joyra is much better set up now with Aristic. I thought there was a fish at one point.
I thought we saw a fish too.
Didn't we?
I could have sworn we did. Maybe it's just buried.
Or maybe it got bounced.
Oh,
But
yeah, it was probably one of the first Hull Breacher ones was to bounce it.
But we still have a target, it looks like, on Ristic to be bounced, but that seems to be buried.
Yeah. It's like there's a lot of stuff buried at the moment.
Which is what Kinnan wants.
So I think this is... Shit, I think he does have I mean,
Oh, some vigorous gesticulating from from Jason there.
Showing them the cards. So they must have a deal to draw this game out if they can stop the Kinnan player. Oh, you know what? He's probably forced into a deal because if he's not fighting for a draw, Obnix just kills him.
True. Oh. The Gleeful got bounced. No. Yeah, it looks like the Gleeful was bounced.
And so the stack all just cleared.
Notably, there's a Chrome.
Trying for it again. All right, so the Ristic did get bounced. There's the Strict Serenade on the Mox Opal, or the Chrome Mox, one or the other. Yeah.
We can see. Just so you know, it's still in frame at the bottom of our.
I'm honestly curious why he used it on the Chrome Mox and not on the Mox Opal, because the Mox Opal's the better card in this scenario.
Now it is.
All right, so Kinnan let that happen, which... Oh.
Locked him out of mana.
And he seems to be out of mana kind of in general besides this Mox Opal.
Which isn't online.
1, 2...
It's the 2, right?
Yeah, because the Mana Vault is no... Chrome Mox, that makes sense.
Mox Diamond.
Of course.
Good to resolve, right?
Yeah.
Then, so this will be in the battlefield?
No, it will not. You need to. Yeah, it's.
Oh, interesting. Doesn't even have the land. The Joyra player is making a lot of gestures.
Very vigorous gesture.
Very vigorous gestures. I can't tell if it's heated at the table or he's just very excited.
He's got a lot of energy. Like just like looking at his leg shakes, all of it. He's a active guy. And honestly, by contrast, like Matthews is just so relaxed. He is not.
He's been chilling this
He's been
whole game.
chilling.
It's also interesting how much interaction Matthews had that he didn't use once on Joyra's turn. I mean, maybe he drew into some of that, but knowing that he had that much interaction to fight for this win and Gitrog was the one who stopped Joyra is a little mind-blowing. Oh, of course, hits a Soul Ring, but I don't think he has a way to cast it.
No way to cast it, no.
It looks like he had to pass the turn. So maybe there was not an agreement to draw, but maybe there was an I'm not sure what their agreement was.
The Kessick Flame
I think
Breather?
that's Kessick Flame Breather, yeah. Which, if he can generate enough storm, I mean, the table's pretty low. Yep. Yeah, that would be... I mean, I would probably kill Kinnan first and then go for it. Is that a Black Mage's Rod? I can't tell what that card is.
It's very low.
What is up, Sourtrix?
For those of you just tuning in, we are on Obnix's turn, and they did Tainted Pact really early. Look.
Oh, Cabal. Oh, okay. Interesting art for it. But yeah, rituals are exactly what you want to see here.
Yeah.
Oh, so that is interesting. Remembering the Glacial Chasm, Gitrog cannot be killed right now. Because they will not be taking damage.
Interesting.
Yeah, all damage is reduced to 0. Trying to remember if Obnix has a loss of life card. That would be the way to kill them. But yeah, that's going to be hard. They can't swing at them. State-based actions. Does commander damage trigger at the end of turn anyways and kill them? Because they still take the commander damage, right?
I believe so.
With Glacial Chasm, if Obnix is big enough to hit them, they won't be dealt damage, but at the end of turn, if it's 21 plus, wouldn't they...
No, they have to have a way to
It's not prevented, it's just damage is reduced to 0.
So,
I'll have to read it.
Yeah. Oh, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you is the Oracle text. So yeah, that might not work then either. So it's going to be really hard to be able to kill the Gitrog player. Wait. I did not. Wayne, our fearless TO, they were just checking in with us, saying hello. Shout out to BFF for hosting this event.
shout out to Lost Levels as well for also providing this venue. Awesome venue.
Really, really cool. Yeah, knowing what Gitrog had in hand, unless they drew what they needed, I don't think they had a way to win right now. But it seems to be that they have a way not to lose as well.
Oh, wow. Joyer showing their entire hand.
I think Joyra and Kinnan might know that they're dead. I don't know Obnix's list currently enough. I have not played it in quite some time to know if there's a way to get around that Glacial Chasm. Oh, there's this Coruscation Mage. Like, I think Joyra and Kinnan might just be dead here. We will have to see how Obnix manages to kill the Gitrog player.
The Vexing Bobble.
Vexing
coming down.
Bobble triggers. Gitrog is taking a life loss here. Oh, some of them might just be loss of life, which, you know, is not doing damage, might just
Forestication
kill them.
Mage, Kessig.
Forestication Mage deals damage.
I think Kessig also just does damage. Yeah, it deals damage.
Mute really quick.
It only
This.
Which, that's missing your own trigger, so...
yeah, prevent all damage.
Yeah, so we have, are we on mute still? So we've noticed that Gitrog's taking damage, so we're not sure if they are just missing their own Glacial Chasm triggers, but, you know, Ben, our head judge, is going to go check now, but it seems like they shouldn't be taking damage here. Okay, Ben's down at the table, so we'll have to see how this turns out.
Yeah, because it's not even a trigger, it's just a complete replacement effect.
Yeah.
Magic is complicated, we get it. But we do want this game to end correctly. There is less than 2 minutes left in this round, about 90 seconds before we go into extra time.
Yeah, I mean, the Grape Shot definitely kills the table, but not with that Glacial Chasm.
It looks like, to be honest with you, if Obnix kills the other two, all the Gitrog has to do is pass turn twice, right? It looks like Ob only has one card left, maybe two or three cards left in the his library.
Oh, true.
Right? Like, Gitrog doesn't have to take any game action, just like just pass turn.
Just pass turn and deck him. That would be probably one of the funniest ways that this game could end.
It actually reminds me a lot of, I believe it was Pigeon at the Invitational, where it got down to a board state where he brain freezed and just passed the turn. This has been quite a wild game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this game was going to be over a lot earlier. I thought Joyra had it. It looked like Kinnan had it. We still don't know what kind of wild deal was made for Gitrog to interact there, but I thought Obnix was out of the game. Obnix clearly thought they might have been winning this game, but Glacial Chasm and those triggers might have just stopped everything from happening, and it looks like they might be having to revert a number of plays now. So it looks like they're trying to figure that out now.
While Ben works on fixing this board state a little bit, let's give a quick shout out to Lost Levels Card Shop for hosting this event, BFF cEDH for allowing us to be streaming this event, as well as Bite Size MTG. That's a good card. Mana Party, Dungeon Ruins, Camsit Altars, Cardboard Crack, Claremont Commerce Center, and Amped Gaming. All of these folks have gotten together to make this possible. So thank you very much to all of our sponsors.
Shout out to Eldrazi.dev for giving me a sticker.
If you're not using Eldrazi.dev, you should be. That one was free. Just so you know, every now and then when you do fingers, just so you know. Every now, like it's usually really quick, like just like you blink and you miss it. That one was just like that half a second. That's it. This one is complicated. Ben is really having to walk through to see what all the game actions were. There's a storm count to be considered. How much damage did Gitrog take that they may not have needed to take, but it was a trigger they missed. Or not trigger, but a replacement effect.
Yeah, the Boyle should have a stream as well. I'm not sure who is streaming it. I know I saw a little bit of it earlier.
MTG Basics?
I think it's MTG Basics. But I know Pigeon's playing in the event, so maybe Raul is streaming.
I believe Hire is in town for that. I know I'm positive, actually. I saw him post that he's in New Orleans.
Oh, lucky him. New Orleans, while this venue is awesome, does sound a little bit more fun than Claremont, California.
I love New Orleans. It's not MTG Basics.
Oh, it's actually Land Go is the one streaming it.
Beautiful.
They're on intermission, so stay with us and figure out how this board state's going. It does seem like this one might result in a draw, and will soon be an intermission as well.
What a great time for cEDH. We've got this smaller event, which is not that small. 100 and last I saw it was at least over 100 people, and then
124-ish, I think.
Yeah.
I know there might have been some drops. I mean, 2 years ago, getting a 50-person event
was a big deal.
Impossible.
Now this same weekend we have this plus the Boyle 2 with I believe 256 players over at that event. So it's a great time for cEDH.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up their stream right now and see if I can pull up a bracket link. Hire is the one casting. They don't have a bracket link up though, so I can't tell you guys how many people are playing that event, but I do believe it was supposed to be a diamond.
I have the bracket. It is 268 players.
All right, so they made diamond. All right, so you guys got a diamond to watch in between us because it seems like they are slightly on a different schedule, and we have a platinum, so this will be a fun day of cEDH. If you're just joining us, Obnix was kind of going off with some ping storm. Realized that they were giving damage to the Gitrog player who has a Glacial Chasm in play, which is a kind of unseen card in cEDH. Sees some legacy play, but as far as this game is concerned, it basically says all damage dealt to you can be prevented. Gitrog plays it because it sacks a land on ETB and means that they can't be swung at. Draws them cards with Gitrog, so kind of niche Gitrog tech, but forgetting those triggers basically meant that we had to rewind kind of the last 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay. We're not sure if Obnix is going to have a way to kill the Gitrog player at this point, and they are almost decked out, so Gitrog just needs to pass the turn to win.
He is decked out.
Oh, but he didn't actually kill Kinnan, and he wiped Gitrog's board probably to try to force a draw instead of actually killing the other two players.
That makes sense. He is going to deck out if it gets back to his turn. I believe Gitrog. Draw.
Green the draw. So Gitrog does not have it. Yeah, does not want to have Kinnan and them to have another turn.
What a game. Oof. Wow, what a game.
That was not actually a game I expected to end in a draw.
Not at all.
But that was actually, unlike some draws where they just get to a stalled board state and agree to draw mid-game, this was pretty well played out. Glacial Chasm basically saved that from Obnix winning the game, interestingly enough.
Glacial Chasm, is that a good card? Well, I'll let you decide.
I think you're the one who's supposed to decide. You know, that might be a topic to talk about. Is that a good card? I don't know. Should you be playing it? Probably not. It's definitely a good card to get wrong.
Most of the internet would probably think I'm trolling, but hey, we just watched it save a game here.
Absolutely, Sonic. I know a number of us from SoCal will be heading up there. Bite Size MTG will be up there. I unfortunately cannot make that event because I've done too many events lately. And I do have family.
Yeah,
So,
you do have lives outside of this.
have to choose my battles. So I got to be at this one this weekend. Yeah, it can't be missed. The player and the table missed it. We noticed on cam that they were taking damage, and we're like, they should not be taking damage. So we called over the judge, and that's why Ben spent all that time reversing what happened. And it ultimately made it so that the Obnix player could not be winning because they could not, given that that was in play. All right, well, since we did not have a winner, I think we're just going to go on to a break until next round. Hopefully next round we will have a winner, games that end, we will be interviewing the winners, talking to them about how the game went.
Thanks for joining. We'll be right back.